Hello, Sam here from Order Systems, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how we can configure some Yubii lighting control devices in the Yubii app and integrating it into Nice Home Management. In my previous Yubii climate video, I explained what Yubii is and what Yubii can do in terms of lighting control, shading, climate, security, CCTV, and lots more. It can be used standalone as well as integrated into Nice Home Management. Nice were kind enough to send me out some kit to create this video, so I've got the Yubii Home Hub already, and then they sent me out a RGBW control, an on-off control, and a dimmer control too. My Yubii Home Hub is already configured. I did that in the climate video, so I'm not going to go through that again. I'm going to start by adding in the RGBW control. I've got a bit of RGBW tape light here and also a 12-volt power supply, so let's go ahead and wire it up. Now, this is some cheap RGB tape that I got off Amazon years ago. It does the job for me, but it does look like the red and green have been soldered onto the incorrect contacts on the tape. So I've wired green into red and red into green on the RGBW control unit. Let's get this added into Yubii. I'm going to fire up the app on my phone. I'll press the plus button on the top right, and I've got some options here. I'll choose add device. It tells me the protocols that I can use. This is a Z-Wave device, so I'll choose other and then Z-Wave. Follow the instructions on screen. I'm ready. Then press the button on the unit. This is recessed and needs to be pressed 3 times. Once that's done, this device has more than one function, so let's go ahead and set them up. I'm going to set this up in my office. These allow control for the RGBW interface and monitor the input if you're using external control methods like a light switch. I'll fill these in and give them all a name. I'm going to hide remotes as I don't need to present that to my interface. And that is done. I can now control the RGBW tape from the Yubii app. When I click on the controller, I can directly choose some preset colours from the favourites. I'll choose blue and the tape goes blue. I'll do green, the tape goes green. Simple. I'll come back to the other little presets in a minute. The next option is the colour wheel. I'll change the colour and the tape changes. Next is RGBW sliders. I'll change those and the colour changes as well. And finally, which I think is pretty cool, are some presets. Like I said, my tape isn't the best, but you'll get the idea here. If I choose RGB, it's going to cycle through RGB colours automatically. Storm is pretty cool. Every now and then the tape will flash, emulating lightning. My favourite is police, which could be used as part of a security feature. If I say go back to the colour wheel and choose a colour, I'll go for pink. If I go back to favourites and press and hold on one of the empty placeholders, it stores the current colour. And I'll go ahead and turn it off. And that is RGBW control. This little unit here is the on-off control, and this is a switch module. This little unit can also have light switches connected into it as well, so you can control lighting load from a traditional light switch or from the Yubii app. So I'll be powering this unit from just a 3-pin plug and just got a test light connected to it. Once we're powered up, I can test the light by pressing the little button here. Now let's get this on the Yubii app. I add a device. I'm going to choose Z-Wave again. On the unit, press the button 3 times and it begins its enrolment. Once again, we set up the functions, setting up the inputs and the controls for the lighting load. We name any inputs. I'll just call this patio light switch, but I'm going to hide this from the room. We've got 2 outputs, so output 1 I'll call patio lights. Output 2 I'll call garden floor lights as an example. Confirm and finish the setup. And here we go, both circuits now in the zone. There's not really much more to that. We're switching a lamp on and off from the app, and I could do it from a light switch too. This unit here is a dimmer unit. So same as the on-off control, I'm just going to wire it in on a 3-pin plug and then put my test light on it. Now my test light isn't the best at dimming, but you'll get the general idea of what I'm trying to achieve. Right, let's now get this into Yubii. I'll put this in the kitchen, so I'm going to press the plus button and add device, choose other, and then the same procedure as the on-off. 3 presses on the button on the unit and that gets it enrolled into Yubii. Let's now set up the functions. We have the remote inputs, I'll name them and then assign it to the kitchen, but I'm going to hide this function because I'm not using it. Then I've got the light control, assign that to the kitchen too. And that's done. I'll go into the kitchen, I can turn the lights on, and this will go to the last lighting level it was previously on. And I'll use the slider to bring the light level up and down. Cool, very simple. So I'm going to set up a basic scenario now. The patio lights to come on at sunset and go off at sunrise. So press the plus button again and add a scenario. I'm going to name this patio lights and you can give it a description if you like. The lights will come on at sunset, for instance, and choose an icon if you like. So what should happen? I want the patio lights to come on. When should it start? I'll choose sunset. Ooh, maybe an hour before sunset. I can then put a condition, but I won't for this one. Then finish. I'll create another scenario to turn the lights off at sunrise. Then finish. And that's all done. So now let's get this into Nice Home Management. I've already got the Yubii communication device installed in Configurator. You do this by simply going to Discovery and click Install. I then go to the Yubii interface under Lighting and click Discover, and it will pull any lights in that are on the Yubii app or on the Yubii system. I can then click on a light and control it directly from the control properties to make sure it's all working. So let's go ahead and sort these lights out. Lighting is based on locations in Nice Home Management, so we want to present these lights in the viewer in their correct location. So I'll assign them to the locations as I go through. The RGBW circuit is going to be in my office. The switch module to the patio. And the dimmer unit to the kitchen. I'll check the interface tab and make sure the areas are presented to the viewer. Now I'll open the viewer, and here's the lighting tab and the 3 zones. I'm going to go to the RGBW circuit now in the office and choose the light colour from the palette. And I can also make a new colour if I want to. Then I've got the switch zone, the patio, and I can turn that zone on and off. I can then also create lighting scenes from here to turn on, say, multiple circuits from a single button, but I can also create lighting schedules in the viewer for lights to come on astronomically or certain times of the day. In Configurator, I'll go to Schedule Layout and just set one schedule for both system modes. So when it's home and when it's away, they'll both follow the same schedule. Head back to the viewer and I can create a new schedule. Let's say every day at 1 hour before sunset. The patio lights come on. And that's done. And we can create another for sunrise where the lights turn off. Like I said with climate, if you're going to do scheduling, do it either in Yubii or in Nice Home Management so you don't get conflicts between the two systems. So that's some of the Yubii lighting products in the Yubii app and integrated into Nice Home Management. Thank you very much for watching, and if you have any questions relating to the content in this video or have any inquiries about our Nice Home Management certification training, just get in touch with us using the details that are in the description below or at the end of this video.